Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails the Third. We are once again preparing ourselves for a memory episode. Let's take this grimoire down first. How can that be a surprise attack? Oh well, I'll give it to them because they're not that strong, so it's fine. It's fine. So, today we are gonna do one more memory door that we have left, and that's the one that it said we need to undergo a trial. So when I hear trial, I hear combat. So I put together my own favorite team at the moment. Of course, dear old Joshua, dear old Ren, dear old Tita, and Father Kevin. Because yeah, we can't switch him. He needs to be in the party. So I think with this formation, I think whatever trial it will be, we'll be ready for it. There was only one thing that I wanted to change, and I totally forgot about it, but we'll leave it as is and just go straight into it the way we are. I think we can handle it. All may set foot within this door. To lay claim to its reward, however, you must first overcome a trial. Should this fail to deter you, open the door and step inside. Alright, let's see. I'm very curious. A. What the trial is. B. Will we be strong enough to overcome it? Because I think the only trial we ever had, at least the one that I can remember, I think is Tita on the first memory of the game. And that was extremely easy. I don't think it's gonna be this easy this time. Overcome the trial before you, and then I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Ooh, golden bears. 14,000, hard to hit and can split itself. Star Guardian, 18,000, heals those who attack it, but when HP starts to get low. Okay, so this is actually the exact same enemy that Tito was fighting in the beginning. So do we just want to go wild and go with all attack with everyone, seeing what we can do? Yeah. And then of course try to keep the HP of the big boy in front above the 10,000. I don't think that with Joshua and Kevin's S-Craft we'll get him below that, so. But we can hope. And of course you can answer, why is he doing this? Why not be a little bit more tactical? I brute forced my way through most of this game. I think we can try it here as well. Ooh, hard to hit, but we hit all of them. Nice. Hit them all as well. Beautiful. Because our main goal is to get rid of the yellow teddy bears. So let's do a craft. I really would like to Orbital, but I think smoke cannon would be a little bit wiser at this point. 9,000, so we have to be careful. Yeah, I think this is the most we can hit. At least we killed one of them. No, now we know we can deathblow them. Well, at least the small ones. Oh, I didn't see that in time, or else I could have used Ren on the critical. It's fine. This is a big area, 50% KO, which sounds extremely nice. But the area is not that big, is it? It's just 3, isn't it? 10%. 10%. I think just normally attacking has a higher chance, hasn't it? Do we have... It's just 80%, isn't it? I want to hit multiple targets, but we need to go through the entire thing if we do it like that. And like this, we have a little bit more control over it. We'll always be hitting the big boy, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's getting really low for that thing, isn't it? Yes, use that. See, we still have it above the line for it to heal us. Nope. Still not too bad. Oh, let them all huddle up together. That's the best thing they can do right now. And I fear that's the strength in this adversary, isn't it? Getting up more and more until they can overwhelm us. Petrify! Yep, I think we got the downside. Okay. 50%? All the little ones in that area should be gone. Yes. Oh god, Joshua's fainted! I didn't even notice that. And of course, the one that's blind hits without any trouble, which is bullcrap all on its own. Let's just... Is it enough? Can we? No, didn't expect that. And of course, Josh is still out of it. Oh god, we need to be careful with this. How are they hitting? Why do I have blind if it doesn't do shit? And like that, I almost killed my entire game here. Yeah, let's see how strong this one is now. I haven't used it at all, I think, in this game yet, have I?
We did it.
No experience whatsoever. I feel a little bit less bad about not reviving Kevin and Joshua. Dear old bomb. You have overcome the trial. Thus I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Alright. We had to pay for this memory, so wonder what this is all about. Orbments are devices that use the orbital energy contained within Septian to cause a variety of useful effects. It has only been a little over half a century since they were first invented. But, even in such a short time, they have already revolutionized the world as we know it. From daily necessities such as lighting and heating, to tanks and other similar weapons used to defend our nations, orbments are used in just about every facet of our lives. In fact, it's no hard to imagine life without them. So much of what we take for granted in life now involves them in some way. And it is to proliferate and advance the development of these orbments that we exist. We, the Epstein Foundation. Our foundation was first established in the year 1155 of the Septian calendar, the year after Professor Epstein's passing, and was created by his brilliant-minded disciples in order to honor his wishes. The foundation is based in his homestead of Le Mans, where it remains in operation to this day. It was rather limited in size in the beginning, and its attempts to spread orbital technology was initially met with little success. Sensing that the professor's dream would never be realized at the rate they were going, 3 key researchers left Le Mans to try and spread the seeds of orbital technology across the continent themselves. One of these was Professor G. Smith. The professor, who had gained a fine reputation of his own for his skill in the field of mechanical engineering, went around and visited corporations in various nations to persuade them of the benefits of orbments. The second was Professor L. Hamilton. Mindful of the technology gap between regions, she long believed it was rural and remote areas that needed orbment technology more than any other. As such, she enlisted the help of the Bracer Guild, which already had a close relationship with the Foundation, and formed a mission with the intent of promoting and spreading the technology where applicable. The professor herself also toured the regions with the aim of spreading public awareness and laying the foundations for others to build on in the future. And the third was Professor A. Russell, now known for far and wide as the father of the Orbital Revolution. Professor Russell returned to his home nation of Liberl and continued to work tirelessly to advance orbital technology there. And within a year of returning, he had set up the Zeiss Engineering Factory, also known as the Zeiss Central Factory, the ZCF, and created the first orbment to be made outside of the Le Mans state. 3 years later, the reigning king of Liberl, at the time Edgar III, visited the factory to inspect it, and he decided to donate a large amount of money to further its research. With His Majesty's endorsement, orbments began to spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom, bringing such prosperity that the people of other nations were filled with envy. Up until then, most people didn't see orbments in a particular positive light, but their success in Liberl changed those impressions virtually overnight. One nation after another began to reach out to our foundation to share orbment technology, and both our foundation financial and social standing became that much more secure. In the eyes of the world, the Orbital Revolution was a sudden, far-reaching transformation, but it was only because of years of reaching out to people and diligent, largely unnoticed research that it was able to happen at all. The Foundation's activities centered around the following 3 guiding principles. 1. Carrying out the fundamental research on orbments. 2. Spreading orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. And 3. Contributing the world peace through technology. Now then, let's discuss each of these 3 guiding principles in a little bit more depth. 1. Carrying out fundamental research on orbments. The Foundation's most important mission is naturally the improvement and development of orbital technology. The fundamental principles behind how orbments work need no improvement as such, but their architectures, their internal structures have been improved upon countless times in the past and will surely continue to be perfected by the curious minds as the years go on. Orbment architectures concern the mechanical parts inside them, such as cogs and screws, and there is still plenty of room for change as this new technology develops. These improvements can reap great rewards, but the research necessary to make them is known to be as lengthy as it is expensive. As a result, companies who prioritize profit over all else are less inclined to pursue them. That makes our Foundation's research all the more important from a social perspective. 2. Spreading orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. 2 other important goals of the Foundations are the spread of orbital technology as widely as possible and to educate the public on the correct way to use it. While orbits have become part of the daily lives of most who live in advanced nations and populated urban areas, the reality in remote and mountainous regions is very different. To counter this, we have long worked to send missions of engineers and bracers to these regions to try and better the standard of living for these people, and will continue to do so. We also continue to work on other ways to spread awareness of orbital technology, such as working closely with the Septian Church to have it added to the curriculum of Sunday school classes. 3. Contributing to world peace through technology. It is to pursue this noble yet extremely difficult goal that the Foundation had had close relationships with the Bracer Guild ever since its initial founding. The Guild was established as an international peacekeeping organization and can mediate on conflicts between nations from a neutral point of view, making it essential to the stability of our world as it stands. The Epstein Foundation continues to back them up fully in their cause, both with financial aid and using the fact that Le Mans State is the only place where tactical ordnance are produced to provide them with equipment. Just as well, this relationship also provides ideal feedback towards tweaking the quality of tactical ordnance as they are used in combat too. Every machine and every invention goes through a long, grueling process behind the scenes before eventually reaching its finished, refined form, and tactical ordnance are no exception. Then, in the year 1190, our Foundation unveiled the Orbital Network project, which will be implemented in partnership with the ZCF. Said project aims to join all of Sumeria together with a single united communication network, but our hope is that it will do much more than that, because we created the internet. Because that's basically what they're saying, right? The Orbital Network project, the ONP, will basically be the internet in their regard. Maybe in like early progress, like just a communication network, but it can evolve into so much more than that. Our hope is that it will help to realize a peaceful world through communication. Sadly, Orbital's relationship with peace as a concept has become somewhat complicated. Are they aiding in this realization, or are they doing the exact opposite? Professor Epstein expressed his hopes that their ability to realize the limitless looping of energy would be able to bring lasting peace to the world. Instead, recent years has thoroughly betrayed those hopes, and the post-revolution world has been a chaotic one indeed. The conflict between Liberl and Erebonia, for one, made significant use of orbital weaponry, airships included. It seems beyond a doubt that orbital weaponry will continue to become more and more advanced, making war an even more tragic event than ever. In the face of all this, how should we go about trying to create a peaceful world? We believe the best way to do this is to rely on the power of communication and the means to do so with people of different nationalities and races. If these people can more easily interact and more easily deepen their understanding of another, perhaps that will allow us to create the world we all so dearly desire. In the end, one thing is for certain. Our challenges to try and realize Professor Epstein's ideal are only just beginning. Side story, the Epstein Foundation finisher. Basically, this story was only, the manifesto of the Epstein Foundation? Not bad. Bit short though. Ingenuity 2. So what is ingenuity? Well, it's probably a second level of the compared to the first one, but what does it exactly do? Let's see. You don't mind, will I look while you're down there on the ground? Requires a small amount of EP while walking and in battle. Not bad. I think it's more interesting from a elemental value point, isn't it? Like 4 water, 8 fire and 4 shadow. That can be very useful for a high level caster, isn't it? I think more for an offensive caster than a healing one. That's me. But yeah, let's get back to the base area and heal ourselves up. Tell me they're not still dead. No, they're back. They're back. Good. Alright, so we still have to do our rounds here at the base before we head over to the next plane. And I would like to do a few more combat runs so we have our CP restored. Which is always a nice way to get into a new area, because so far when you enter a new area, usually you get attacked right away, just to introduce yourself to the new types of enemies you might encounter, and they're usually a pain in the ass. But as soon as we're done with it, we can usually buy some new pieces of equipment, which usually equalizes it really nicely. So for now, let's just make our rounds through the garden, and then I will just do a few fights, cut them out of the footage, and then go to the next plane. But I think we have more than enough time to do that. Maybe, we'll see. It depends how much time I take in talking to everyone. Oh, Kevin, are you feeling okay now? We don't want you going and collapsing again after you've just recovered. Hey, come on, Estelle, I'm indestructible. Pretty swell timing on my part before, huh? I didn't even get to say hi before I fell unconscious now, did I? Indeed. Everyone was shaking their heads with disappointment when you collapsed. You're supposed to be a Dominion, but you wouldn't believe it from that shameful show of weakness. I was pretty sure everyone's just panicking, especially you, Ries. Yeah, but she wants to drive that finger in that wound that Kevin has, just to make him suffer a little bit more. Oh, Ries, so how are things going between you and the others? Getting along? Yeah, we are. We had the chance to get to know each other better while you were asleep. That's good, I guess. I fully expect you to keep your promise with me, however. If you dare to break it, you're going without food for a week. Ouch. I'd rather you spare me that one. Still some friendly banter left in her. So we should be fine. I'm just mulling over all Celeste told us about Phantasma earlier. It is strange to think we suddenly ended up in a world that's part of a higher plane of the universe. Thinking about it, this place is probably perfect for martial arts training. It's like being at the top of a tall mountain isolated from the world. Hey, Sim was saying something kinda cool earlier. He says this place is perfect for martial arts training. I might not be able to be into the same combat style as him, but I'm not gonna say no to a chance to get stronger. Is it like a really shallow reference to the area in Dragon Ball Z, which I cannot exactly remember the name of it? Room of Space and Time? Where all the Saiyans trained to get stronger because of how the area worked, that there was more pressure on them, so harder to train and stuff like that. It feels like it, doesn't it? Because that's the first thing that pops in my head when they were talking about it. Say, you wanna join me for some sparring later, Zin? Sure thing. Oh hell yeah. Especially among friends, Zin definitely wants to train. Cause it's never a bad thing trying to get a rifle. I myself am but a shadow bound by the laws of Phantasma. As such, I'm afraid I'm limited in what I can do, but I'll be sure to do all I can to support you in your efforts. So basically she's just the battery that we use to power up the monuments. Bit crude, but I think I'm pretty close by in the right direction. Ooh, more books? Or is that from the journals? All the Dull Night is on the bookshelf. Wow, that's a lot of books. Still a lot to read as well. I really need to make an effort to go through all of them. I'm pretty sure there's enough info in it, especially when we just confirmed that Cornelia, the Gambler Jack, they're all based upon real people. the Doll Knight as well. I think they're all just factual sheets of information about the past, which maybe from a time so long ago that people don't remember it, at least not accurately. I understood the gist of what Celeste was saying, but that doesn't really explain why there are all these books here. Especially so many of them. Something's not clicking with me. Oh, look at this weird one. Weird one? What's it called? From Fed to Fit. And by Gilbert Stein. A book from actual Gilbert? Brilliant. These bookcases really are weird. Yeah, but I think it's also trying to show us that every book written might be able to be found here eventually. Especially the work of Gilbert. Come on, who doesn't want to read those? Oh, this world really does make no sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure what Celeste is saying is the truth, but it all just seems so weird. Well, whatever. Guess there's no point in me worrying about it. I'll just try and help the princess here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a twist or two still left in the barrel that we're told everything around, because we have plane number 06 and 7 still left to go, at least. So there's plenty of story bits that we still don't know about yet. It's almost startling how many books there are here, and they don't seem to be arranged in any specific order though. I want to think that there is more to this bookcase than meets the eye. Who knows, maybe when it's all filled up it will open up and show us a whole new region behind it. The Chamber of Secrets of Books. Alright, who do we still have left? So Father, how are you feeling now? I'm fine, thanks. Sorry about worrying you guys so much. Ah, don't be. I wasn't here to see you collapse, so I was simply curious on how you were doing. I never imagined that it would be the origin of the cube we've been reliant on all this time. At least now we understand how we came to be drawn in here. To a certain degree. It seemed like the one directly responsible for that happening was the Lord of Phantasma too. I can't wait to make them pay for what they've done. Well, let's first try to figure out the extent of what they've been doing, cause we've been pulled in here. We have no idea if there are things changing on the outside in the real world too. I hope not, but we won't know until we get back. Oh, hello Kevin. It sure seems like you've got quite a load on your mind. I won't force you to tell us everything, but given that we all been caught up in this, I think it's fair to expect some kind of explanation. You'll get one, I promise. Hope you don't mind waiting a little bit longer. I never would have imagined the very ghost who aided us all this time was an ancestor of the Liberlian royal family. Still, I can hardly imagine a more reassuring revelation. I'd like to think that with her help, we may be able to compete against the Lord of Phantasma after all. That's the question, isn't it? Because even though she is like an imprint of the actual person here on the inside, we don't know if she's actually on our side. We assume, or based on what we've heard, but who knows? Maybe in the end she gets corrupted or something and starts working against us, and we find out way too late or something like that. Like I said, we still have like two planes to go. Lots of opportunities. So, this world is on a high-level plane, repeating a process of self-organization and creation in order to realize the desire of humanity, operating on... And Lace, you don't need to force yourself to understand how this world works, you know? All too much for her head. Well, to be honest, I think she's more than intelligent enough to understand it, but if it was a little bit more cute, I'm pretty sure it would be a lot easier for her to get to the bottom of it. Alright, so I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 fights somewhere on the planes, and then I will be back to load up on CP. So give me a minute or two. Alright, so our CP has been restored. Shall we try to do a little bit of the next plane, just to open it up and see what happens? I think we still have the time for that. Alright, let's see what awaits us at the other side. And what I've understand from the comments, it's a pretty dark chapter in this game, the 6th plane, so let's prepare ourselves for it. This is the warp to the 6th plane, right? Time to hop to it then. Are you sure you're okay now, Kevin? I'm fine, honestly. Never better. Anyway, we can't afford to stand around talking here. We need to get moving. You're right, I suppose. This is Rommel Pond, isn't it? Ah, so the next place to recreate it is the scenic route near the Liberalian royal family villa, huh? Will probably be more dangerous than a scenic this time around, though. We should start exploring as much of it as we can, but stay sharp. Okay. No incoming combat or anything? We should be very careful. Alright, so it does look like we have some new weapons available again. And let's pick up for at least the people that are skipping. I still want that though. We don't have a lot of Sepbit because I use a lot in upgrading ornaments of many people in our group. I think the most easy ones to do this in will be, of course, the lower ones. $9,000. Is that enough for 2? Because we won't buy the shirts just yet. We'll use what we win here in order to convert that so we can buy our shirts. The Cork Swain. Did we already have that for Estelle? Nah. Curious, but I don't know for certain. So let's buy a Sentinel. And we are missing 500, so we need to convert a little bit more. Yeah, should be enough. Yeah. Alright, and what kind of quartz do we have? Anything interesting? Anything new? Like a strike 2 or maybe the death... Nope. It would be cool if we get the killer quartz. That bit is basically like an improved Death Blow 1 quartz, but it will come, I'm sure of it. Alright. Let's quickly change up our weapons. So if we are attacked, that we are capable of defending ourselves at least. And let's hope that the enemies in this area gives us a lot of Sepith. Okay. That's oh god, it's those statues that they will follow you no matter where you look. So there's no sense in us trying to get behind them. That's impossible. Yeah, at first I want to know what we're up against. Of course, all enemies are that blowable. Yeah, I didn't want to take care of that one because it was a perfect bridge between all three of them. So I'm guessing the way we need to go is the way that will take us to the Royal Villa? Probably. Doesn't mean there aren't any nice stuff around otherwise. Nothing is written on the Naval monument. Not even on the back. Huh, was expecting there to be at least a chest here, but... Alright, I'll take what we get. They're all like higher levels of enemies we've come across so far.
Let's end this. That's that one. Let's move out.
Oh yeah, and I also learned the last supreme version of one of Joshua's skills. So all our crafts are getting really powerful. The silver gem. Don't you have better things to do? Yeah, like watching what is a silver gem, or at least what does it do. Highest EB15. I think we already are equipping one. Do you have one around? It's probably Olivier that has that. I hope that when we reach like the end game weaponry, that one for Tita will be at least a medium area to attack instead of a small one. It would probably make her insanely usable and powerful, but I can still want it. Really? Not enough? Oh well. Let's go for the kills. Cause Kevin, with a shield you can't do anything. Damn, these reds are very lucky to keep surviving the attacks of Ren. Well, if she levels up a couple of more times, maybe gets the rest of the equipment, they will know that Ren is not to be trifled with. Alright, looks like this area is extremely big. Let's see how far we can explore before we call the episode. Damn, just turn around. Like I said before, these Grimoires are getting stronger. Which isn't a bad thing, just a little bit more challenge for us to overcome. But also bigger rewards if we do. Yeah, see, Supreme Cloak and Dagger was the one I got. KO 35% of the time. Nice. That's really good. I mean, like, really good. Alright, back on top. Now you, Kevin, So I wonder what we're gonna find here, because there are no more ceiling stones. We have all the people. We've got the game book. So is this gonna be like a small area just to reach Lowy? Well, it's the Black Knight, but it's Lowy underneath that boss. We know it. We should not try to deny it. And then it's just one fight after another till we get to the front? Or is he the one that's on top that we need to fight other people to get there? I wonder. It wasn't very clear. He just said, come get me, basically. The face of the monument is glowing, and words are visible upon its surface. The Lord of Phantasma does decree, here lies the monochrome schoolhouse. Place your hand on his monument, and the white wings among your number. So, our friends left us a message, huh? And I'm sure the white wings mentioned here must be referring to... I can only assume it must be the reference to my descendant. Oh, you're here. There's no need to be alarmed. This is only a shadow of myself that I created to talk to you here. Technically, I'm still in the garden. But now that I finally have some of my strength back, I've gained a few new tricks like this one up my sleeve, so to speak. Well, that's cool. Anyway, I'm right in guessing we'll need to use this monument to proceed? You are indeed. It appears to be a kind of gate that connects this area and another realm created by the Lord of Phantasma. However, in order to activate it, you will need to have a certain member of your team with you. No doubt they work in a similar way to the doors scattered throughout Phantasma. Makes sense. So in this case we're going to need to have Princess Claudia, right? I'd say so, yes. The other monuments in this area will likely also serve as gates to other areas, requiring different team members. But as it stands, none of the other ones are active. So I presume you'll need to travel through this gate and finish the area beyond it first. Got it. We'll work our way through. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Should you require my aid, I will be in the garden. Okay. Time to head back to the garden then, I guess. Yep. We need to explain what's going on to Chloe and hope she'll come with us. Hope? We'll just tell her, hey, come with us, we need you. Alright, do we want a quick look on what's on the next screen? Because I'm hoping that there might be a monument there that will make it a little bit easier in order to get here. Maybe, because that is the villa. So I'm betting... never run away from enemies. Even though you're trying to do it quickly, you'll always get caught because your party is just way too long. Sorry, just telling myself off for this because I make this mistake so many times. Because what I wanted to do is get to another monument. May potentially have a easier way to getting back to this location, and then go back to the garden and call it there so we can prep ourselves for the next episode. And that just means actually going with Chloe to the monument and fighting our way through. And I'm guessing each time we get through one of the areas, we get a bit of a memory and maybe opening up the next monument in order to do so. And after we've done all of them, we'll get access to the main area, where probably the Black Knight is. Alright, I'm guessing I'm right on that front. Yeah, it's a standard one. But no monuments here to help us get back. Alright. I'm guessing we'll just have to fight our way through each and every time. And let's be honest, I have no problem with that. Alright, after this fight, let's go back to the garden. So I'm guessing if you go far enough in one direction, we'll probably end up
That's that. Let's move out.
at another location we've been before? Maybe. Oh, I still want to see what's there. I want to know how big the area actually is. Ruby Gem. Isn't this the part where you give me something in exchange, you know, like a decent human being? Why are you on the assumption that we are a decent human being? I think that's where you make your mistake. We just want treasure. Alright, let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we are all around the area. So now we know. So only thing we have to do right now is get back to the garden, get the right team, and after we've done the monument with Chloe, we just have to look around, see if we can find which other one is lit up. Should be absolutely no problem. And I promise next time we'll fight one of those big giant statue dudes that's watching us, but they're very imposing when you look at them. Maybe they are the big hard enemies of this plane, but we'll see. So I'm gonna leave it here. Next time we're going to go back to the monument with Chloe. I determine what kind of party we'll be using. I think we should get rid of Ren for that. It's not that she's not good. I think if we exchange Tita for Chloe, we'll have 3 major healers in our party, and that's a little bit much, isn't it? So I'll determine that in between the episodes, and next time we'll go straight to the monument, so I'll probably be standing right next to it as we start the episode, so we can get straight into it. So that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure to be back next time as we figure out what's on the other side of the monuments. Bye bye.